yes. Jesus. Oh, yeah. Turning back. Come on, no turning back. Yes, no turning back on this Tuesday morning, right, March 5, 2024. And let me take a look at some issues there. The first thing I want to say is that we have to careful who we choose as leaders. We have to make sure that they are people of integrity. We have to look at what they believe in, what they stand for, because if they don't stand for anything, they'll fall for everything. And this whole idea of you doing something which is wrong or making comments which is wrong, and then you're going to the background, but then you're still a part of the water. If you're still a part of the pool, then what you're going to do, you're going to, what else you're going to do, water? Remember, you're not just, you're not on top of the water, you're in the bottom of the water because you're keep out of sight. You're going to pollute the pool of water, same way. So when we have leaders who have question marks above their heads, and when are not persons of integrity, you ought to say, take them out of that pool because you don't want your pool of water to be contaminated. Those who have ears to hear, let them hear. About the elections, listen, people, let's move ahead. The elections are gone. I guess you'll have magisterial recounts for some areas. But what we need to do is look at what needs to be done. We need to have more love in our hearts. We need to care for people more. And we need our streets to be looked after. Water is a problem. We have situation with buildings that are going up which are not approved. That is what we need to look at. Business, there's quite a lot of work to be done. Let's not waste time as to who win or who lose. What you must think of is us as a people, are we winning? That's what is important. And let me see what next I have on my... I have to keep reminding you, and I'm probably going to do that very often, about securing your data on your laptops and also on your phones. Very important. If you are going to give out your computer and your laptop to be serviced, it is best to remove all confidential information. And when you remove it, not just delete it, make sure you have the software that can shred it so one cannot retrieve data that has been shredded or removed completely from your computer. Because when you go to these places, you'll find out they're asking to take your laptops, take your phone from you, and they go behind to say they're working on it. What they can do, you give them your password for your phone or your laptop, but they can go into your equipment, they can download your contact information, and I have enough reason to believe that that is being done now and your data is being sold. Because one place that I spoke to, I asked them, where do they get the contact information from? And the silence was deafening. So that we have to be careful of. And don't forget, many of you carry out banking transactions on your phone. And therefore, if you have a sign-on thing for your phone and your bank is signed on, or other apps on your phone are signed on continuously, it means therefore these persons will have access to your phone. Also, when they have your phone, there's a code that they can dial, and when they dial that phone, information sent to your phone will be sent to another phone. Can you imagine they have certain password codes and so on sent to your phone? It is sent to their phone. They will now have access to your information. And remember, when it comes to link, that everything you see as a link, you click on it. So these are information that you must bear in mind. And of course, I will continue to talk about it because quite a number of persons are losing their monies. Of course, the banks must do their own bit to ensure that your funds are also secure. I have another matter dealing with persons sending money from overseas. I have a case now where the money was sent over 1 month now, and the receiving bank cannot find the money, which is very strange. Make sure that when you send funds from overseas, you get a receipt. Even if you do it on your phone, you make sure you save it and you print it and keep it. Because just in case the next bank hasn't received the money, you have your information there. And what can happen, is that you can probably put the wrong account and it has gone to the wrong person. That poses another challenge. I think there ought to be laws that if money goes to your account, for one, I think money goes to, if you transmit money to someone else's account, there should be a period where, just like it takes that while for a check to be cleared, it should take a while for that money to be cleared. It means, therefore, you could check with the person to ask them, have you seen the money on your account? When they tell you yes, then you have, say, probably 3 days to clear it, or you can go into your app and clear the funds. I think it is wrong for the moment you send money to somebody else, it goes through immediately. The banks need to do far more, and the Bank of Jamaica need to provide greater oversight in terms of some of these things that the banks are doing. I'm going to mention something here, mentioning quite a few things this morning. The BPO sector, government probably need to look at that. It can't, just like when we had the garment sector mushrooming all over Jamaica, it didn't last for long. Part of it was due to policy here, and part was due, I think, to agreement, I think, under NAFTA, the United States and Canada, I believe, and Mexico. But the BPO, I'm just thinking that it might not last for a very long time, because with the AI technology, seems to me that some of the services offered by the BPO sector could become redundant. So that is something that needs to be looked after. Of course, I'm preparing some material, and I'm going to be sending the material to the Prime Minister. When you send things to me, if I believe that it merits being seen by the Prime Minister, leader of the opposition, or anybody in the private sector, I forward it to them. Major concern before I go for the break is what is happening in Haiti. Haiti is our neighbor just across the road. Or whatever happens in Haiti can impact on Jamaica. I'm going to suggest very strongly that the Prime Minister and the Minister of National Security, they need to speak to the nation. They ought to speak to the nation now, put the nation on alert, and encourage citizens right across this country to be on the lookout for anybody who's entering our shores. Because I gather that there were over, I think, I can't remember, but a few hundred prisoners have been let loose because they broke out of the prisons in Haiti. And the good Lord help us if they come to Jamaica and join the other criminal elements here. So I'm calling on the government to call on Jamaicans, because we don't have the equipment and the capital to watch our shows, but the people can. All right? So you're listening to Spot On with Vernon and Dad. We're going to go for the break right now. So come back. Don't move.
My Mega Mart, best value by far.
With so much to do in one location, make Mega Mart your one-stop shop. Pick up your groceries and houseware needs, grab a bite and pay some bills, fill your prescriptions and see the beauty products in our pharmacy, all in one amazing location. My Mega Mart, the best value by far.
My Mega Mart, best value by far.
We want justice. We want justice.
You have been asking for justice. Well, get justice. The Ministry of Justice presents Get Justice, a radio feature focused on giving Jamaicans information on how to resolve their conflicts. The series will highlight the justice services of the ministry to include social justice, estate planning, legal aid, and expungement. Join the discussion by calling in or participating via their social media pages at MOJ Official JM on X, formerly called Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. Get Justice with the Ministry of Justice every Monday at 10 a.m. on KLAS FM.
We facilitate good relations.
Welcome back. Yes, you're listening to Spot On, coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. Yes, Spot On with Vernon Darby. This is the beautiful country of Jamaica, where we say, yeah, we're little, but we tallow. Continue to stay with us, and we go right up until 11 o'clock. This is one of the most informative radio show in Jamaica. So stay with us, and I can guarantee you learn something. All right, so coming up right now is Your Health, Your Wealth. Dog!
How you doing?
No, I'm not balling you out because I don't take care of myself and I turn bad, so I ball because I suffer now. I just call you out because I'm glad to have Doc.
Oh my I'm happy to be on the program, man. Thanks
Great,
for having me. Thanks
great.
for having me on the program.
But don't be your cold weather from Manville on the program. Yes,
Oh,
it's still a bit cold up there.
well, I wouldn't say we are cold. No,
Yes,
I would consider it cool.
yes.
I wish it was back into the cold period, but we give thanks for what we received so far. And at night it tends to be cool. We tend to have temperatures in terms of Fahrenheit readings in the low to mid 60s.
You're telling your age when they say Fahrenheit, we don't know.
Well, listen, Vernon,
Yes.
I'm not giving away anything, but I'm just putting it out there.
Yes. No. We have to think of those persons who still think in terms of Fahrenheit and
Yes,
those of us who think in Celsius. Yes, continue, my good friend.
yes, Vernon. The last time we were here, we were talking about, the impact of environmental insults on our health and how it actually affects the quality of life and also the quantity of life that we actually experience while on Earth. Here, we had also mentioned the different forms of environmental insults that we come across on a daily basis. We had mentioned briefly, just listing them, not in order of relevance,
Mhm.
but we had listed the examples such as those pollutants coming from the air,
Yes.
from the water, from the soil, etc. And, we had also mentioned that in 2019, 2020, there are around nearly 5 million deaths as a result of, air pollution.
Hold on,
And
my hearing on. Hold on, I have to check my hearing there on that. Because
Mhm.
you said something a while ago, but I'm sure I didn't hear you correctly.
Yes,
What you said?
5 million deaths worldwide.
5 million MILL. We can't
5
spell
million
million.
deaths worldwide.
MILLION, right? I think I hope I spell
Exactly.
it. Really?
Exactly. I mean, it's not until you do the research you realize how impactful this has these insults have on our health. And the
Yes.
thing is, we often take it for granted. We also learned, Vernon, that 2019, because of the deaths that had been recorded, there was a reduction of a 1 year lifespan. So if you could have lived an extra year, due to the impact on air pollution, a person's lifespan can be reduced by 1 year.
What a thing.
1 year, right? So, we go through life and we consider things fine and dandy and shandy because, we live in an atmosphere where we don't see it. It's not until we start having these different forms of illnesses.
And then those who have certain allergies like problems like asthma, the asthmatic persons and so on, they tend to
Exactly.
feel it early.
Right. Those are immediate triggers
Right.
for those persons who already are prone to those illnesses. And the thing is, the air pollution is something that that scientists and healthcare professionals have been looking into over a period. And the WHO, they have
That's WHO, that's the World
the World
Health
Health Organization
Organization.
with respect to healthcare.
Yes.
They have surmised a standard of air quality. There's a measurement in terms of how they have come up with this measurement is by the size of the pollutant and the amount per cubic meter, which should be 5 micrograms per cubic meter. And once you have
Five what?
5 micrograms, it's
Okay.
very very small amount within a volume. And once you have exceeded that, that means there is forms of pollution at different magnitudes.
Mm-hmm.
We had recalled last week that Jamaica is relative a clean country. It's just that we had measured.
Oh, make
3
sure
times
clear, be specific. You're talking about now the atmosphere or such.
the healthy atmosphere.
Because the moment you start, they say clean, and then my community is also stay, and the people them and the
Well,
drains.
And that is what I'm saying,
Yes,
relatively speaking, because
relatively
there
right.
are other countries who are higher up in terms of their well, when I mean higher up in terms of their magnitude above the standard that the organization had set.
Right.
We are currently 3 times higher than the recommended allowance for what we call healthy air.
But we should be concerned about that if we are 3 times higher than the normal
Yes,
that is
I
expected.
know. But the thing is, that there are countries that are far higher than us.
No, I'm not busy with them. I don't live there. No, sir, I don't live there. Yes, I live. The time
Well,
person tell me about another country, I say, hello, yes, I live.
mhm.
Or it happens in America, it happens in Canada, I live there.
Yeah, that is true, Vernon.
Mm.
Right? That is very true. But the thing is, it gives us a perspective
Yes,
of what it is that we face. Because let us say that we are planning to migrate to certain places,
right.
whether for work or for living. We have to take all of these
Into
into
consideration.
consideration,
Mhm.
right? So, if these persons, I mean, first, there's a time when nobody would be considering going to the Far East to work. No, it is that, we're really a global network now,
Yes,
whereby
yes.
you have persons who are going over to
Exactly,
these
right.
countries to work, and those countries like the Middle East and have 15 times higher than what is not that is accepted. And these persons going over to China because they have persons going there to study as
Right.
well.
Yes,
They
I'm quite
study
aware
as
of that
high as
one.
well. Right. So these are things that we take into consideration, right? Now, in terms of how it impacts our health, it's not just how it is that they affect the well, what I would consider the at your face, in your face sicknesses like your asthma.
Right.
But what is very interesting now, Vernon, is that they not only affect your airways, but they also affect almost all the organs in your body. And why that is so is because your organs are connected via these blood networks,
Hmm.
right? And so they can. So this phenomenon can actually affect your heart, your brain, your kidneys, your eyes, anywhere.
All the heart, you see, boy. I just lost a friend recently. The heart, you see,
Mhm.
ramp, when him ready, him just come at your door, but I knock,
No,
you
no.
know, so.
They tell. Sometimes they pound at your door, and sometimes they kick on the door.
Boy,
But
yo, yo.
once it has arrived, you will know, right?
I would interrupt you and ask you a question. Let me just remind my listeners, you're listening to Spot On with Vernon Darby coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica, that beautiful country where we say we little but we tell our. And the number to call is 876-968-8117. That is 876-968-8117. Yes, I lost a friend recently and he just went out. I saw him a few weeks ago, and next thing you know, I got a message saying that he has died. And a question I would like to ask you, somebody said to me that they notice every now and again it feels like the heart is skipping. I'm no doctor, I'm wondering if it's a nervous problem or we can't diagnose it like that, but what would you suggest to that person if say they feel like the heart skip a beat sometimes?
Well, the thing is, Vernon, there are so many factors that can contribute to skipping of the beat.
Yes.
Um, First, we would have to ask the question: is there any associated symptoms with it?
Yes.
For example, if there's any shortness of breath,
I'm
um,
a doctor, but I did ask that question and he said no.
there's any chest pain, any chest
And he
tightness.
said, no, Lord, that's why, when you come on this program, you cannot listen. Listeners, listen and learn to, because all of the doctor telling me, yes, I asked those questions. Continue, doc.
Right. You would have to ask other questions such as if it is associated with any exercise. There's any if stress if it is stress induced,
Yes, yes.
right? Because if it is stress induced, no, we have to consider that, boy. There could be a cardiac insult, and there are other subtle signs as well. If there's any dizziness associated with
Mm-hmm.
it, and so forth.
And let me see if we
Uh,
can guess whether you may learn these things from. If
right.
there's dizziness, it means therefore the heart is not pumping enough blood and enough, the brain is not getting enough oxygen. And if the brain is not getting enough oxygen, that can make you feel dizzy. And if
Exactly.
you see, now you think you better give him a diploma.
Of course, man. Come. We're going to give you a hat and certificate.
Yes, continue.
Right.
We have another
So,
minute. We can
right.
look
So,
back to the pollution. When we come back now, we can get back on track with the pollution. But you continue.
right.
Have another minute.
Right. So with all of those now, if it is that he's answering to two or more, Vernon,
Yeah.
he should actually seek medical advice because the doctor will start based on those clinical or based on those complaints. If he may or may not find anything on examination, but
Right.
he or she will have to start sending out for other investigations to narrow in
Yes, as to what the problem might
whatever
be.
the cause may be.
I know another
Right.
person, Lord, when sometimes people talk to me and tell what the doctor say, I say, boy, the creator sound like him bigger than all doctor, man. Well, him create the whole of it. But if there was an electrical fault with his heart, I say electrical. I couldn't understand that. Anyhow, he told me that they had to put some tube to his leg and go right up and they had it corrected. Lucky enough, he was in the United States and he picked up pretty quickly. And he got
Right,
top
right.
class treatment. All right, I tell you what, we're going to go for the break. We're talking with Dr. Lillian Johnson from the Cool Hills of Mandeville. And the number to call is 876-968-8117. That is 876-968-8117. This is Spot On with Vernon Davy. So come back. Don't move.
Visit Hepburn Glass Supplies Limited at 13 Chisholm Avenue, Kingston 13. With over 10 years experience, we provide customized aluminum windows and doors. We are distributors of float and laminated glass and mirrors. We pride ourselves on precise and accurate cuttings with same-day experience. Call or WhatsApp 876-908-0962 or 876-773-4799. Quality service is our priority.
My Mega Mart, best value by far.
With so much to do in one location, make Mega Mart your one-stop shop. Pick up your groceries and houseware needs, grab a bite and pay some bills, fill your prescriptions and see the beauty products in our pharmacy, all in one amazing location. My Mega Mart, the best value by far.
My Mega Mart, best value by far.
And now we have Mr. Rohan McNally, manager of the Three Angels Pharmacy. Now, Mr. Mac, we've been hearing a lot of good things about Three Angels Pharmacy. What is it that makes the Three Angels Pharmacy so unique?
Well, at Three Angels Pharmacy, we offer fast, friendly, and efficient customer service. We give back to our community. We offer counseling, blood pressure checks, cholesterol checks. We do photocopying, printing, faxes, and if we don't have it, we'll get it for you.
Thank you, Mr. Rohan McNally, manager of the Three Angels Pharmacy. For further information, call us at 625-5584 or 295-7469. Three Angels Pharmacy, located at shop number 7 Caledonia Plaza, 7B Caledonia Road, Mandeville.
Tune in to German Morgan, aka Brother DJ Frisco, on your radio. Friday nights at 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. inside the Midnight Serenade Radio Show. And Saturdays and Sunday mornings inside the Kingdom Lifestyle Radio Show from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. You will be motivated, blessed, and receive a word in time with DJ Frisco in the mix. Tune in, and stay connected.
It's now time for Sports in a Minute, sponsored by D'Angel, Edgechem, Megamart, and Enibet.
Anton Dupont inspired France men's to their first sevens title in 19 years as they beat injury-hit Great Britain 21-0 in the final in Los Angeles. Dupont, who is missing this year's Six Nations to focus on sevens with a view to play in the Olympics, came off the bench to set up the final try. It was France's first seven title since 2005, and Dupont says the Olympic hosts can beat anyone. And that's your Sports in a Minute.
Sports in a Minute was sponsored by D'Angel Auto Spares and Accessories Limited at 20 Balmoral Avenue, Kingston 10. Call 876-929-9146 and in Maypen, Shop 10, 1A Chapelton Road. Call 986-7142. Edgechem, changing lives 1 gallon at a time. Megamart, best value by far. And Enibet, your best bet, reminds you to bet responsibly.
Welcome back. Yes, you're listening to Spot On, coming with Vernon Darby, coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. And of course, the People's Doctor is on the line. Right. Oh, we have a caller there? Oh, no, we don't have a caller. I just want to remind you that the number to call is 876-968-8117. Back to you, Dr. Johnson.
Yes, sir. All right. Now, when we're talking about air pollution, we have to figure out what actually contributes to the air pollution.
Yes.
And in our setting, it's a number of insults. We have those that come in. Well, all of them are more. The vast majority is really man-made causes, such as those coming from the factories, the smoke coming from the factories, these big plants. We also have those coming from the exhaust fumes of our motor vehicles, and even from those of us who use fossil fuels like coal and wood to cook with, and even the kerosene. Remember what we mentioned about our kerosene?
Right.
Kerosene
Never thought of that at all. When you mentioned
because
that, I
of
was
the
surprised.
benzene, right?
Mm-hmm.
So these are some of the insults or the pollutants that are actually released in the atmosphere.
Right.
And we look on them based on the chemical constituents and also the size of the size of the particles that's released in the atmosphere. So whenever we breathe in now, the smaller the particle is, the more damage it does, because it can actually go further into our respiratory tract and also be absorbed.
By the way, when it goes into I've always asked myself that question. Person who work in the construction industry and they work with cement, and that cement goes into your lungs. Is it possible for that to come off your lungs, or we cough up things and so on? But
the problem is, the thing, Vernon, the larger dust particles will not be able to be absorbed. I mean, what will happen is the body will mount its own defense system by producing a lot of mucus. So that and the mucus now is to trap it, and then whenever we cough or sneeze, this is it's defense of way or one of the defensive ways of getting rid of the excess pollutants, right? Mm-hmm. Especially those that cannot be absorbed. But that being said, Vernon, it's what we cannot see. That's the
real problem.
That is where the problem is.
I also understand that you have plastic material now that they will break down into very small particles, and fish and those can absorb the small particles, and then you will now ingest that. I just find it just unbelievable.
Exactly. Exactly. Now, there are sizes of these particles. Remember, we had mentioned the size of these particles. That
compares to your hair.
Right. The 2.5, and we had mentioned that the size of a human hair, or the width or the diameter, is basically 50 to 70 microns. Mm-hmm. That is how wide. So if you're comparing the width of a strand of hair to a 2.5 micron sample of dust or dirt or particle, that means it is extremely fine. And those are large in comparison to the even much smaller ones. But that's the largest of the small. That is the maximum limit of the very fine molecules that we're actually talking about. Mm-hmm. Now, the good thing about it, Vernon, is that our system was actually designed to handle this. But it's whenever our bodies become stressed out, or when it becomes repetitive, that it actually burns out burns out our own defense mechanisms. And this is where the link actually comes in, how it is that we have these different forms of diseases just by inhalation of these particles. Mm. Because once it is absorbed into the bloodstream, the blood is actually carried to different organs by blood vessels,
I see.
right? And then within the surface or on the surface of these blood vessels are where the blood actually has the direct contact with the blood vessels. We call it the endothelial layer. Now, the endothelial layer is not just a layer whereby which you just move across. It actually is very important in maintaining stability of blood flow to the different organs. And one thing that there's a primary constituent that the endothelium that layer provides is something that they call nitric oxide.
Mm-hmm.
And nitric oxide is the body's way of creating what we call a vasodilator, meaning that it allows the muscles or the muscular layer or the vessels to be able to dilate or to expand once there's a surge in pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it is unable to relax whenever there's a surge in pressure, whenever the blood is flowing, it's going to disrupt it and cause inflammation.
Let me ask you, this nitric acid you speak of,
Mm-hmm.
because somehow when you go to school, I went to school, they didn't make the link between these things we are studying and yourself. Is it the same HNO3 that they used to have?
No, it's a nitric oxide. It's not the nitric acid. It's the nitric oxide. It's like
nitric oxide. Oh, okay, which is different from nitric acid.
Right, it's different. It's quite different, right? And so the nitric oxide is responsible for maintaining the fluidity of the blood vessels, right, making it supple so that it doesn't cause an increase in the blood pressure. The other thing that it does too is that it prevents the platelets from sticking.
Let me just make an info. That would be NO.
NO,
which is separate from
from NO3 or NO2,
right?
Mm-hmm. Right. Now, and this now prevents the sticking on of these materials onto the surfaces of the vessels.
Yes.
Because what happens now, Vernon, if these particles are these platelets. Now, the platelets are these constituents of the blood that is responsible for clotting. So if you bleed, it goes to the site where the bleeding, and then you have other structures that create like a mesh, and then the platelets goes there and plug in the air so that there's no loss of blood. Now,
so let me ask you something though. I have to ask this stupid question. Them platelets, how them have sense to know they must go and so? I don't, this body thing really confused me sometimes. How them know where they must go and what to do? Them have sense?
You see, Vernon,
yeah.
There was an article that I read, and it says that the cellular component or the subcellular components, those are the different organelles in the cell. Their ability to function independently and also interrelate with each other is beyond understanding. In fact, what they're saying, it is more powerful or hundreds of times more powerful and intelligent than the world's smartest and most powerful computer that exists
now. Oh, you can't understand. Okay. That coming like me, When I was a child, I always tried to figure out if I should dig and go down into the earth, how far I can go.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to wonder if I should go up in the sky, how far I can go. Now I've solved the first one, but I'm unable to solve the second. And since I become things so bright, we hear about infinity. Now, as far as my brain is concerned, there can't be such thing as infinity. That's possible. But it is possible. It is real.
Well, as time as we evolve as we evolve, so does our learning and our ability to understand as we move on in time.
But I don't think we'll ever understand infinity, though.
Well, the thing is, little by little, we may not understand everything, but at least we learn to appreciate.
Yes.
That there are things beyond our understanding.
And by the way, that's an infinity for those who don't pick up your body. Just like when say world without end, the same thing, infinity. Oh, that's possible, world without end. But it is for real.
Exactly, Vernon. Now, once you see, those make this, and this is a very simplified explanation of how the endothelial layer operates. Now, can you imagine once the endothelial level have these foreign substances constantly bombarding? It's going to change the whole dynamic, the whole dynamics of how the endothelial layer operates. And when that happens now, whenever the insult becomes too much to handle, then these defense mechanisms will halt. So you're not going to have enough nitric oxide being produced. And what will happen now is that the blood vessels are unable to expand once there's an increase or during whenever there's any pressure of the of velocity of the heart as it moves through it. And also you're going to have sticking now of these these platelet materials onto the surfaces of the vessels. So once this sticking start occurs, Vernon, what's going to start happening is that the diameter is going to start getting smaller and smaller. So as a result, there's going to be reduction in blood flow to different organs. And that is how, this actually helps to propel the formation of plaque disease, arterial plaque diseases that affects your heart.
Time's good. I want us to put again. So I'll make the final point and just remind us how we can make contact with you. We only have a minute left.
Right, Vernon. So we have to be cognizant that these materials do affect not only our lungs, but it affects our heart, our brain, our kidneys, everywhere. And so we have to be very careful of that. Now, I can be contacted at via these telephone numbers 7911090.
No. I'm not. You said bold. You have to go slow for me.
Okay, let me repeat. Telephone numbers include 7911090 or 589-0608. My office location is at 14 Caledonia Road, right there on the Consolidated Health Service, right there in Mandeville.
Thank you very much, Dr. Leland Johnson, the people's doctor. Yes, where he is spot on. Have a wonderful day, my friend. You're listening to Spot On with Vernon Darby. So come back, don't move.
Three Angels Pharmacy, the premier provider of quality pharmaceutical care, opens every day except Saturday. Located at shop number 7, 7B Caledonia Road, Mandeville, call 625-5584. The temperature by Three Angels Pharmacy is
27 degrees Celsius in New Kingston.
It's time to accelerate. Get ready for the Woman Ignite Success Summit 2024. March 8 to 9, Jamaica Pegasus, Kingston. 2 days of intense worship and conversations about building kingdom wealth, business, marriage, finding purpose, and more. Featuring from the U.S., author and business leader Nona Jones, business coach Dr. Latanya Moore, pastor and entrepreneur Sarah Connor, high-performance business coach Natalie Taylor, and much more. Woman Ignite Success Summit, March 8 to 9, Jamaica Pegasus. Get tickets at womanigniteja.com. Powered by One Group, Visual Tech, Digital Video Concepts, and other partners.
Hurt less with Pharma Joint Flex. Taking Pharma Joint Flex daily helps to repair, replenish, and revitalize worn, damaged cartilage that causes joint pain. Do you suffer from arthritis and chronic joint pain? Then Pharma Joint Flex is the remedy for you. Our all-natural formula contains glucosamine and chondroitin, ingredients for joint repair, so you can get relief. Ask your pharmacist or doctor for Pharma Joint Flex, distributed by Massey.
Design your dream home with Total Hardware and Supplies. We have windows of all sizes on special. Doors galore. Choose from our wide variety of porcelain and ceramic tiles. Experience the best deals on sanitary ware, jacuzzis, shower enclosures, and baths. Just to name it, we have it all. Come on down to 2 Aiken Hill Drive, Pembroke Hall. Call us at 631-7648 or WhatsApp anytime 507-0865. Remember, same-day delivery available. Quality products, great prices. That's the Total Guarantee.
My Mega Mart, best value by far.
With so much to do in one location, make Mega Mart your one-stop shop. Pick up your groceries and houseware needs, grab a bite and pay some bills, fill your prescriptions and see the beauty products in our pharmacy, all in one amazing location. My Mega Mart, the best value by far.
My Mega Mart.
Hey everybody, this is your friend Apostle Nicolene Williams. Join me every Thursday at 11 a.m. for my show Pop, Protection of Purity, where we hear no evil, speak no evil, see no evil, do no evil. Listen, these are the last days. I want to help you to be rapture ready. We will be having thought-provoking discussions, illuminations that will push for introspection, and revelations that will help you to see the need for consecration. Give an ear as you prepare, for the Lord is near.
Pop is brought to you by Truth Speakers Ministry International and Tourpin Travel Agency and Car Rental Services.
Sheena Power Talk, make you start to walk.
Get your aunties, get your uncles, get your brothers and your sisters, gather the girls, gather the boys. Sheena Lynn Hansen is on your radio with Power Talk, motivation, inspiration, and empowerment. Tune in every Tuesday at 11:15 a.m. It's a Power Talk and a Power Connection. Power up your spirit, man, with Power Talk. This is your Damascus Road encounter. Come and experience a mighty move of God right here on Power Talk.
Sheena Power Talk.
Welcome back. You're listening to Spot On with Vernon Darby, coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. Let me just remind you of the number to call, 876-968-8117. That is 876-968-8117. All right, coming up right now is Consumer Talk. And the consumer man is here. I will make me pray for long life because I've told him already. The young people don't seem to be interested in these things at all. The only time they get interested is when they see the price go up. But in terms of work with the movement, no. How are you, my brother?
I'm fine, sir.
I was going to mention some things that you can put in the back of your brain. Some reports I've had. One person's transferring money from overseas, not hitting the bank accounts here. So that's a major concern. Also, persons are complaining about advertising in terms of the phone companies. They go there and they buy things they don't expect to get. They don't get it because we might think it's cute, but when we put out certain advertisements, actually it will confuse persons.
Would that come under the realm of false advertisements?
It probably will be a thin line because we think we're so smart.
Yes.
That we put out an ad which is so crafted that you can't say it's misleading. But then, because of the way it is done, people will be misled. I like the word cause confusion.
Confused.
Right, cause
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Next week is Consumers Week. And World Consumer Rights Day is the 15th of March, as usual. Every year it comes on that day. And we'll start the week with...
Hold on, let me make sure I put that down. So it's the 15th of March. I think I have
15th of March, that is.
Yes, Consumer Rights.
Yes. And we will join St. Peter and Paul on Sunday in their church service at 9 o'clock.
That's where you normally have it, right?
No, not St. Peter and Paul. We'll go to a different church each year.
Each time, okay.
But this year is...
The last time I went, it was there. I remember, yes.
It's been a long time ago.
Yeah, it's a long time ago, yes, man.
Because we have gone all around the place. We've been to Spanish Town, we've been to Mandeville, we've been to other places in Kingston. But this year, they have please to...
St. Peter and Paul.
St. Peter and Paul in Ligonier. I'm sure everybody knows where that is.
It says the 15th is World
Consumer Rights Day. Right. So Sunday is we join St. Peter and Paul in church service. And you know that we talk about agriculture so much these days.
Yeah, we talk.
Yes, we talk about it. But I was just reflecting on what used to happen in days gone by in agriculture so that we can get food, at a reasonable and, reasonable rate and in the abundance needed. And I recall back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, etc., when we used to have the agricultural instructors, as we used to call them.
Oh, yes.
Yes. They used to go around and they used to help small farmers do their pruning, like pruning of coffee, pruning of citrus, budding of citrus, for example.
Budding, yes.
If you have, for example, a similar...
My father used to do that.
Right, and you want to turn it in, to get another plant out of it. a
They
different.
call it neighbor.
Well, whatever fruit you want to bud and
Ah,
trade, one season is citrus.
yes.
But that used to be done by the agricultural instructors who used to go around and help the small farmers do these things. And, the coffee used to be pruned by them. They used to show you how to do planting of, these things, citrus, coffee, bananas, etc. But I don't see these things happening again.
I don't know.
They used to go around and tell you how to use insecticides and pesticides and so forth, but these things don't seem to happen.
But those are, remember, it's old time days. Remember,
Well,
nowadays we have
old-time
to have been in an office.
Oh, Lord.
So if you want to learn, you have to go to an office, you have to go to a seminar.
Right.
In my time,
Yes.
especially with my father, Rupert Darby, died when I was 2 years old.
Uh-oh.
He was out there in the field.
Yes,
working with the farmers.
with the farmers.
It must have been nice because when they cook, you see.
Oh,
and they put the food pan,
They
the
take
banana leaf there. And they put piece of
or the
cake and-
cocoa leaf. Yeah,
Man,
Yes.
they go there and they sit on it.
That time you had virgin coconut oil.
Yes.
Yes, but they also used to teach you how to do soil conservation.
Yes.
And I remember,
terracing.
they used to do terracing and
Right.
this sort of thing. But I don't see that.
With the
happening
grass,
anymore.
they no.
Napier grass,
couscous.
guinea grass, couscous grass, and this
right.
sort, or stones. If you have this, if it's a stony place.
I remember in Trelawney,
Yes.
in Lower Trelawney, that would be northern Trelawney, they'd have these stone walls all over
Right.
the place.
And the Christiana Era Land Authority
Right.
used to do a magnificent job in that era. And that is why up to now that era still produces most of the food that we consume in Jamaica, the
Right.
Christiana Era. That came out of the old land
No,
authorities.
with
that were there.
fertilizer, I guess, you can import the fertilizer, so there's
yes.
no need for that again.
And they used to tell you how to do composting and these all things in forage clubs and so forth. And then for the animal side, no, you used to have what we used to call the village ram.
Yes.
Right? And the farmers could take their ewes there,
Right.
and they would get a better breed.
Better
of goat.
breed of,
Yes,
right.
and
And that's where the term village ram comes from, yes.
And the same thing with the bulls, and we used to say a thing called we have a thing now called AI. AI in those days did not mean artificial intelligence. It meant artificial insemination because
yes.
Right. That is where the small farmers you to take their heifers, and they would get a better breed, of animal for the next generation. And they also used to do things like clamping of the bulls, what you call them, castration. And
I remember them doing
tick control.
But that's
and
a horrible thing, you
it's
know.
a horrible thing.
Well, the pigs there, they put them down and I remember the poor pig, they would scream and scream.
Yes,
Oh,
that
it was
must be
horrible.
a horrible thing.
Well,
Anyway,
those pigs, yeah.
they used to do that, and you used to get steers and better quality meat because in those days Jamaica was self-sufficient in meat, hardly imported anything.
But why must we be self-sufficient where we can import it from
Yeah,
overseas?
of course, and they used to do pigs and the goats and horses and
sheep. I remember
sheep
it
and-
on we
yes.
What happened? We can't
We
go sheep
don't
again.
have, sheep used to be a common thing in Jamaica.
Yes.
You could get mutton or sheep meat, but
But then we don't need to again because we can import it from.
those things.
We can import those.
Import those things all the way from
Oh, the must love
thousands
us,
and
eh?
thousands of
The
miles.
must love
So
us.
therefore, if we can get back to some of these things, then we could probably
we never
look at
minute left.
sufficient in food. So the other thing that I am concerned about is the quality of seeds that we are getting. We are getting some seeds nowadays that don't grow. They don't germinate. Although the packet, I'm not calling the name of the brand.
Yes.
It's a local brand. But although the packet says, tested so-and-so and 90% or 98%
Yeah.
germination, I don't find it so.
That reminds me of what one Governor General said. You must bat, but don't score. All right,
Yes.
then a final point.
Yes.
On
So therefore, we are inviting all consumers to the church service on Sunday.
on Sunday.
And
St.
next
Peter
week-
and Paul, that's
yes,
by Ligonier.
by Ligonier. And next week we'll talk more about the consumers' rights because the next day will be Consumers' Rights Day.
Right.
All right.
So I said right. Trevor
Right.
Summers.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Just give us a number for the Consumers League.
9266388. Call that number and we'll be happy to get the information from you so you can become a member.
Thank you very much, Trevor Summers from the National Consumers League. And of course, we want to wish Barrington Fox happy birthday. Also, Glenroy Givens is now in the States. How are you doing, my brother? Long time we don't talk. Sadie Williams is also celebrating her birthday today. Well, we have a very short birthday list today. And St. Nicholas, Thank you very much, my brother, my technical operator, of course, Pastor Boyne, my producer. Thank you very much, Pastor Boyne. Thanks to all my listeners out there. Thank you for your support. Thanks to those who call me, send me WhatsApp messages, and encourage me. Your encouragement is really worth it. I leave you with this one. Perception is real, and reality is not real unless perceived. Vernon Darby saying to you, I love you all. What good, my friend? Oh, yes, we get out of here. Oh, come on, Jamaica, come on, the world. Yeah. You ready? Half for three. Christiana Manable, come on as we get out of here. Lift the spirit. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Come on. Wipe out all the evilness out of you. Let good spirit prevail right across the world. Let's pray for Haiti. This has been Spot On. Vernon Darby saying to you, I'm out of here. Take care.